For somebody that is in a lot of debt, that's you're owing everybody in your circle, and you're owing all the loan apps, and you're owing some banks, etc. and so forth. The best way that I would say to get debt free is, first of all, it's not going to happen overnight, except you rob a bank, which then means that you'll be debt free, but you will be debt free behind bars, right? So the first thing that I would say you should do is understand that this thing is going to take time, right? Once you've understood that it's going to take time, then you need to apply a budget. And not budgeting for frivolous spending, but budgeting because you now need to control where your income goes to. I'm just going to assume that you are in debt because you already have an income that you were hoping to pay the debt on. If this is not you, then your first step is actually go get an income source. Moving ahead. Now that you now know that you cannot spend frivolously on things that you may have wanted to spend on, you need to stick to a budget. Once you've started sticking to that budget, you need to budget for debt payment. So the way you're putting tiny into investment and tiny into food, you would also need to be putting tiny into debt payments. The second thing is the debts that are high interest rate debts, pay them off fast, pay them off first, right? So you have a debt that the interest rate that you're servicing on is 10%. You want to start paying that first before you pay the one that is 5%. For obvious reasons, 10% interest is more money than 5% interest, right? And you probably want you want to level it in such a way that, because 10% interest on 10,000 naira and 5% interest on 1 million, this is actually the 1 million 5% interest, is more if you allow that to keep going. But so you want to close out in such a way that the high interest ones are paid first, and then the ones that are generally larger, are paid first as well. The next thing would then be, if you have the opportunity to consolidate your debt, you should definitely take that opportunity. If the total debt portfolio and the new consolidated debt portfolio that you want to use has a lower interest rate than your existing debt portfolio. What this means is that you are owing 5-10 people, and then you see one person that you can transfer all these debts of 10% to this one person who is going to give you a longer tenor and a smaller interest rate. By all means, transfer it there and then get a structured payment. You know that it's only one person you're paying, and per your budget that you are now budgeting to pay back your debt. I'm a firm believer that you have debt is not really the end. Where the problem comes is that you are not planning to pay it back, and you are a very, very bad person and you need to be punished.